Hello, I'm Nige.
Hey, je m'appelle Anders. Welcome to the Grain Brew. Um, Guess who's been brewing grain again? Nige, you have, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, we weren't going to do another of these, but there's a story, you see.
Mm-hmm.
See, it all started, I got fed up with my job.
You
So I,
did.
I quit without another job to go to.
Yeah.
And so, between jobs, while we're filming this, and Mrs. Nige is not happy about me spending money on beer and things whilst not pulling me weight.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got it left me with my depleted beer kits and grain, and I'd used my Maris Otter, and so I had a load of Munich Malt left and a load of leftover hops and things, and I thought, right, what shall I brew now? Munich Malt, it's a kiln dried thing. I don't understand these things about proteins and other things, but apparently you can't add many other malts to that because it hasn't got enough oomph to convert itself and others. It's only got enough oomph to convert the sugars in itself,
Okay.
or something like that. I don't understand these things. I had 300 grams of Maris Otter left, and I had 4.1 kilos of Munich malt, and I added 2%, which was about 150 grams of torrified wheat, just for the hell of it, because I had that.
Mm-hmm.
So I brewed that out. Hop wise, I wish I could tell you exactly what I put in, but I had a slight problem with Brewer's Friend,
Okay.
and but I think it had Chinook. It's definitely got Cascade in it. It's got some Citra there, and it's got Simcoe. Can't remember the order because I've lost the data.
So is that it? Basically, we're just chucking in whatever hops you had left over.
Yeah, you
Mm.
know.
Okay.
Now I didn't have any Safe L05 fermenters. That's my beer because it was American
Mm-hmm.
IPA or pale ale I was going for. And I thought, well, I use champagne yeast because I thought
Oh, I'd forgotten you'd done that. Yes.
it's going to be a bit hard converting all this stuff. So I thought a yeast with a bit more whey, I thought would be quite good. So I chucked that in. Anyway, when the fermentation had sort of stopped, I was aiming for about 5%.
Yeah.
It sort of stopped and it was only about 3.6 or 7% or something like that. I thought, oh, I wanted a bit more pokey than that. That might be overly sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So I got another litre of water, mixed up a kilo of brewer's sugar, and
Mm-hmm.
dumped that into it. Fermented down. It's come out with priming at 5.8%.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you what. Before we talk any more
Let's get
about
it into the glass.
let's get it into the glass. Let's just see what the heck you've done. Parmesan.
Now, I drank this after just about a week, and it was phenomenal because the hop profile was really good. It's probably died away a little bit because I think it's been in the bottle 3 weeks now.
Got a nice smell to it.
Oh, it's wonderful. Anyway, I won't say too much. You've not had this yet, have you?
No, I haven't. No. So, first things first. Let's have a sniff. It smells like a good version of the only grain brew I've ever done. Glenn's Brew.
Oh, the Weetabix beer.
Weetabix, yeah. But
That'll be the Munich malt.
yeah. It smells absolutely gorgeous. Let's go in and
Cheers.
chin chin. Ah.
Oh,
So much going on there. And it's just taking a long time to clear itself from my mouth as
and it
well.
goes on and on and
Yeah,
on,
it
doesn't it?
really does. Okay. Fruity. Oh, that's nice. Right. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to pause now
Okay.
because because I need to get my head around this. I can tell you it's nice and I'm liking it, but that's not the best review that you people want. And it's not what you deserve neither. All right. So we're going to take just a little break. I'm going to put things through my head and we'll come back. Zut alors, as they say in France. This is this is banging. This is one of your better ones. This is there's a creaminess to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is as it starts to dry out, you get a real hint of ice cream float about it. There's a hint of orange, but you said it was a lot stronger.
Yeah, I when I first brewed, I tried one. I remember I sent you a picture of it, said, "Oh, I'm just trying this."
Yeah.
I had one, and I actually had five. I just couldn't stop drinking. It was so good, and the hops were just banging. Then, it, unfortunately, when you're brewing, they do they don't go. It just changes into something else.
Yeah.
But for that first week I was drinking it, oh, the hops were dancing, and it was a lot more pronounced. The orange, well, it wasn't that pronounced. It was still quite just there, but it was a lot easier to pick up than it is now.
Uh, I would say that the mouthfeel on this is exceptional.
Yeah,
Despite the fact that it's quite a light ale, it has quite a lot of body to it as well, doesn't it?
yeah, it's a bit of an enigma because you got that sweetness. There is a sweetness at the start, and then it just the dryness. It just gets drier and drier, and it's got a awesome dry finish, which would be the champagne yeast doing its stuff.
Mm.
And then you get a long drawn out flavor on it with where all the hops are doing stuff and the
Mm-hmm.
bitterness, and it's quite a bitter beer, but it's I remember when I tasted it from the when I was fermenter just before I bottled, and I thought, oh, that's really bitter, that's going to be rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
But the bitterness is actually quite well hidden, if that makes sense.
And what did you say it came out?
5.8%.
Really? By adding a kilo of sugar to it?
Yeah, and that just boosted things up, got things going a little bit more, which yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it does feel a bit pokey.
Yeah, I can vouch that it is.
After 5, did you feel a bit funny?
Yeah, it was over quite. I think it was Friday afternoon. I had my first. I'd been out working hard and in the garden and something, and it was about 2:30 in the afternoon. I had one, and it, yeah, so it was over a long time because it was that afternoon and the evening. But the first one went down really, really quickly.
Okay. Are you going to leave a recipe?
I'll put what I can remember
What can you
on.
remember on there? Yeah.
Uh,
But this is a mismatch.
it was just the stuff.
Hodgepodge was the word I was looking
It
for.
was. I call it leftovers brew. That's
Yeah.
what I call it.
So, yeah. Nigel put in what he can, remember, and use that as a guide if you're fancy.
Unfortunately, the hop profile, I can't remember the exact quantities. I'd put it all. I'd saved it on Brewer's Friend. I write it in my notebook, but I'd only put a little bit. And I thought, oh, that's all right. I'll transfer it off Brewer's Friend once I've done it.
Yeah.
And obviously, I hadn't saved it. I didn't have auto save on it. Just didn't save. And I went back to it, and it had an older version of it, and the hops were very different. because I made up the hops while the brew was going on. I
Okay.
decided what was going, because I was just measuring. Oh, I've got that, so I was then putting the proper figures in depending on how many grams of things I had left.
Right. Okay.
Uh,
You can see me scrabbling around here, people. Battery saver's just gone on. Excuse me. Look, we'll draw it to close anyway. It was a success, Nige. I think we can agree.
oh, I'm so pleased with it.
Absolutely lovely. Yeah. Yeah, have a look in the description, see what's there, follow it if you want. Until the next time, people. Goodbye.
Goodbye.